Hey everyone, it's Mike from Mike's Custom Saws. Back in the shop here, sitting next to this beautiful 201 TCM that we did. Like this saw a lot. I'm gonna have a lot of fun with it this weekend. My good buddy Steve from the Stihl shop, he's the Stihl shop manager here locally. He's gonna come over. He's got the exact same saw that he rebuilt, completely bone stock. With the lightweight bar, 16-inch lightweight on it, and he's got a couple other saws he's gonna bring over. But we're gonna have some fun and do a little comparison on the ported 201 compared to the completely stock ones. It'll be super cool, like apples to apples. I mean, they're identical saws except for the work that I did on this one. So that's gonna be fun. But what I want to talk about, I'm doing this video on 024, and actually it's an 024 Super, and it actually was I built it for Steve. If you look at it in the video or the montage, I'll kind of explain that. It actually has the hood of an 026 and the airbox off an 026, and the reason Steve wanted to do that is that since we did port it out, we did a muffler mod on it, we wanted it to breathe better from start to finish. The 026 has a bigger capacity air filter, allows it to bring more air in quicker, and then it can flow through that much easier, right? So put that much air through, there's no restriction on the intake side of it. So anyways, it's got the hood of an 026 and then the airbox cover of a 026, but it is an 024 Super underneath that I ported for him. I didn't film it, so it's going to be kind of an interesting one. I'm going to do a voiceover looking at the notebook and showing the numbers that I got off of it, and then once I get to like after that, I've got some still shots that I sent to Steve as I was working on it, of the cylinder, the port work, that type of thing. And then I think we have a little video that he sent me after I had given it to him. He sent it to me, and he's blowing through a log. He was just super stoked with it and wanted to send me the results because I did some testing here with it, and that was about it before I sent it off to him. So but that's what mainly this is about. I just wanted to give a little intro onto it, and I wish I had filmed that job, but I didn't. So I just kind of took all the photos together, and I'm going to put them into a video, and then I think I'll put that at the end of him using the saw. So that's what it's about. So until I get onto the voiceover, we'll see you then. Alright, good morning. Well, that was a lot of fun. Those video clips just before this, that was me testing the 024, going through, I don't know, it was like a 15-16 inch fur there, and then a little bit of test after I broke in the saw there. You saw just me stabbing the throttle. It was like late night, back in this winter. I mean, it was going back a little bit. But Saturday morning now here, got my coffee, and I wanted to talk about this thing a little bit more. I was going to do a voiceover over the numbers on it. That's due because I started editing this video and putting it together when I was out of town. So now I'm back in town, and I'd rather just get the notebook out and show it to you guys live here on the video. So much easier that way. And then I still plan on doing like a bunch of photos from the project, and I'll just put those in after the notebook talk. And then I've got a video that Steve sent me, like I was mentioning earlier, that I'll stick in the end that he sent to me. So it's kind of an unorthodox video. I mean, I'm just kind of piecing it together with pieces that I had. Some of it was from a regular camera, some of it was from his phone, some of it was from my phone. So it'll be okay though. I mean, it'll get the notebook, I think, is the most important part. You can kind of see where I landed on the build on it, and then a little bit of some images of the cylinder, a little bit of the saw when it was broken down, and that type of thing. He's super happy with the saw. I think it came out really cool. It's a little 024 Super, lightweight, a lot of power to it. So, and yeah, and like I mentioned earlier in the video, it's Saturday today. Steve's supposed to be coming over tomorrow afternoon, so I'm hoping to get some filming done on that. It's just going to be us playing with saws and just bucking basically. So we'll see how that goes. All right, let's get to the notebook. I'm going to take the camera down and put it close up to the notebook so you can kind of read off the numbers there and go through that. All right, just had to move that 201 off the bench, man. I absolutely love that saw. I can't wait to run it more this weekend. Really happy with it. Get a good sip of coffee, and I hope that notebook shows up well enough in the viewfinder. I think it looks good. So here we are. This was a Stihl 024 Super. I started this in October 12th of last year, so it was done over the winter time. Took me a little bit because, like I said, I don't do this all the time. This is just when I get my spare time. I like to play in the garage. So we had stock with the base gasket. My numbers came out to be a squish of 37 thousandths inch. I like to try to get down to around that 20 thousandths inch mark. I don't have the means to deck a jug yet. I'm working on doing that, so eventually I'll be able to still use gasket. Usually I'll do a base gasket delete, and that kind of gives you what it gives you. So if we jump down to, well, we'll get down there. So the exhaust timed out at 100 degrees after top dead center, and intake was 68 before top dead center. That's all in the stock. So my base gasket was 15 thousandths. I always take my ring width, the width of the ring, so that I use that for when I do the intakes on the porting. It's kind of a little thing I do to help me line my lines up where I got to port to and such like that. So without the base gasket, when I put the jug back on, our squish came down to 25 thousandths. I was happy with that. Not going to be building too much compression for the saw. It's just good work saw. Our exhaust was at 101 after top dead center, and our intake was 68 before top dead center. I don't do any transfer work. It is always nice to know, like, you know, what your transfers are sitting, so you can check out blowdown, but I don't pay attention to it very much. Maybe I will as I get more experienced in this. I wanted to port it to 97 degrees, so that's 4 degrees off the exhaust, and bring the intake to 72, so that's another 4 degrees. Just try to stay mild. I mean, most of the time, if I go 5 degrees, that's a lot. So then I always like to check my results after, when it's done, just to check my port workout. I missed the 97, I actually went to 95. So what does that bring us up to? Maybe 6 degrees on the exhaust. And then, which turned out well. He has no bogging or anything like that. It's still got torque, which is super good. And then the intake, I was only 1 degree off. I'm okay with that at 71 degrees before top dead center. Our wide open throttle, I like to see what these are, and I try to set them up, especially this carbureted saw. I like to set them up just as close to stock, you know, what Stihl wants. Wide open throttle was 13.5, and I'm sure we could get 14 out of it, but why push it? And idle was 2500, which is right around what Stihl. I don't know the numbers off the top of my head, but usually I set these up to be as close as possible, or I just get them done as close as possible to what Stihl's recommendations are. And then in the wood, I like to take a little tack reading. I haven't done it on the 201, but it's always neat to see what it's dropping down to. So in the wood on a cut, it went drop down to 11.5, which is perfect. I mean, the saw runs great. So yeah, that's the whole notebook that I took. I did take a couple other things here, I guess, and that was just more parts over here, chain catcher and such like that. I mean, not many notes there on the back side, just part numbers that I needed. So there's the buck. Hope that helps someone out there. And I'm gonna put some photos in of this saw, and we'll see how it goes. So there we go.
All right, right here it's showing my grinder there in the cylinder. Here's a shot of the cylinder with the exhaust port when it was completely polished up. These are all pictures that I had sent to Steve as the build was going on, just showing progress. These are showing the transfers and how I tapered them in and opened them up a bit there. And then coming in here is some pictures of as the chainsaw was going back together, basically. I was sending in progress photos. These are the only ones that I have of it, so that's why I'm including them in this build video here. I didn't video the whole process, so we get through these, and it's kind of the progression of the saw. There it is, completed. And then we've got Steve running it at the end here, which he sent me that video later on. Came out awesome. 024 is super. Poured it out.